Welcome back, MTG Joe here, and we're playing a brew. So I saw kind of the idea off an MTGO 5.0 list. It is a Gruul Fires list built around the companion Kaheera. So Kaheera's restriction is all the creatures in your deck have to be a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast. So this is kind of like a Dino Tribal Fires deck, Dino Elemental Fires. With some planeswalkers for value. It's kind of a stompy fires list, not so much the more combo focused or planeswalkers. But basically what we're trying to do is ramp early with Arboreal Grazer, which happens to be a beast as well. We have some Scorching Dragonfire as removal. So ideally we can go sometimes like turn 1, turn 2 Domri, ramp, and then even turn 3 hard cast the Cavalier. So we have both the Cavaliers on the top end. We have some Brontodons in the main board for their interaction, but also it's a 3/4 dinosaur. Questing Beast is a beast, so it gets the pump with the Anthem. We got some Ceratops as well. So Fires of Invention, the namesake card of the deck, allowing us to play 2 threats a turn. And then I have both the Viviens in here. This Vivien could fight and make our things bigger. This Vivien's card advantage and allows us to kind of pseudo-tutor with the deck. And then both Cavaliers in the top end for value, and then a couple Quartzwood Crashers that can just make some tokens as well. We're able to give Trample with Vivien, which works out nicely with this as well. Mana base wise, we have the green land, the green castle to get us to ramp if needed. We're playing 8 duels plus 2 Ketria Triomes. You can basically play any that allow red-green. I believe it might be only Ketria, actually. But this can also just be used for cycling when you have fires out, so it's kind of card draw for these colors. And I'm also trying out a Bonders Enclave. So it's a colorless land, but it allows us to draw a card for 3 mana if we control a creature with power 4 or greater, which is pretty much our deck. Sideboard-wise, we have 3 Draft Digger's Cage for all the Luros or Gyruda decks. 2 Cindervines versus more of the control style decks, also things with a lot of artifacts or enchantments. A Domri's Ambush for direct removal. 2 Flame Sweeps, 2 Storm's Wrath as kind of a mix of removal options. I'm playing 2 Klothys. So Klothys can't be mainboarded if we have our companion, so we'd have to drop our companion, but it's meant for the more grindy matchups or removal heavy ones. Even against like Luros and stuff, it's pretty good. But what we can also do is with Vivien's down tick 5, we can go choose a creature from outside the game, reveal it, and put it in our hand. So it's kind of a way to kind of circumvent the restriction. 4th, Ceratops versus the flash matchups. Counterspells are going to be very difficult for Fires decks traditionally. So this is a way around. And then we also have a Chandra to deal with those pesky counterspell decks. So I'm going to give it a shot. Just literally threw together this deck now. I'm also working on a Urian Doom Foretold list. 80 card Doom Foretold. So I'm going to play a traditional play first, and then we'll take it to, if it feels good, we'll take it to the Mythic ladder. I'm currently around 1200, so trying with only a couple days left in the month to stay on course. I want to finish top 1200 if possible. So as always, if you do enjoy the content, want to show your support, easiest way to do so is to drop a like, comment, or subscribe on YouTube, or a follow on Twitch. Be greatly appreciated if you could. We did do an early starter date. This hand sucks. Alright, we'll keep this one. I think we just put Cavalier back for now. We did do an early stream today, early in the morning. So it works out better European time for some of the people who follow from there. This has actually worked out pretty good. Don't want another Brontodon. So I'm going to try to do those a couple times a week as well. Seems to work out for everyone. So here, let's just drop... I think we do Brontodon here. This can be Jeskai, most likely, so we'll see what they do. They'll probably cycle here. No, they don't. But I will get to some budget content this weekend for those who are tuning in for the budget stuff. Not great. Missing the land drop really hurts there. So here we got a head on mana, but we missed the land drop. Okay, that does telegraph that they don't have board wipe. I have a couple budget decks queued up. Got blue-white flyers, Rakdos, Menace Tribal to test out. Not the best. So opponent here probably is just going to have a wave of counter spells. The best would be if we could just draw an untap land here. Playing this out on curve will be nice. And if they don't interact with the board, we're just still hitting them for 3 a turn. So here we'll just sack so they don't get to reanimate anything later on. Untap land, untap land, untap land. Nope. This leaves us a little susceptible. Untap land for Vivien would have been nice. We're at 25 lands for the deck too, so a little unusual. Okay, so Jeskai, Ultimatum. Perfect. So okay, so they do have Justice Strike. No attacks. I think we prioritize just getting Vivien down because it allows us next turn when we cast. Let's just go Trample. Let's go Trample. It works better with the Quartzwood Crasher. So this is whenever you cast your next creature spell this turn, search your library for a creature card. Okay, so they do hit the Conqueror's Death. It's unfortunate we were going to get a Questing Beast. Okay, so here we can go Quartzwood, attack in, and then I have Cavalier with haste for the following turn. This might be a Justice Strike or we're not really drawing cards, so Narset doesn't matter. Keeping it out of the graveyard is actually beneficial. If we draw untap land, we're pretty good. This is going to draw 5. Oh, they're missing a red mana actually. I think what we do here, just attack in and then Cavalier. I don't want to get this to give him another shot, and then this having haste is good as a follow-up turn. They get no utility out of that. Okay, so they go to Fairy bounce.
Stand by and watch. This might be a bad idea.
Guess they're just trying to find a land here. So this is pretty good because it lets them keep their Teferi alive, so they could technically instant speed this ultimatum if they hit a red source. Yeah, so they're going to get their red source. I imagine they play 2 mountains in their deck. They might not. Okay, so they don't have the second mountain. Looks like this is just Narset, ultimatum down. Kill Questing Beast. Untapped line for Cavalier gets us there.
Oh, I've done the hero thing
So we'll just go Temple of Abandon here. I think we're good now with lines. I'm gonna hold the Grazer in hand because it's something I could discard to Cavalier.
Here goes nothing.
Okay, if they kill Cavalier, which they don't, bodes well. So the question here is, do we risk getting this Cavalier out? Or do we just attack in? Okay, so they do have a way around that. So I think we do this. This will force their hand. Yeah, Titans. Gruul, kind of the one I posted online the other day. So we're going to play that in there. We'll do some Cindervines, another Ceratops. Storm's Wrath's actually pretty good because it could hit their Planeswalkers. Can probably get rid of the Brontodons. Did I not include... Oh, I gotta get rid of Kaheera. And then we see Klothys. That's weird. Vivien can probably come out. I like the other Vivien. Quartzwood seems kind of slow. And then Domri making things uncounterable is pretty good. Maybe we just get rid of these. Play this. And then maybe just a Brontodon. Oh no, this also targets Planeswalkers, so like these are just more ways we can hit their Planeswalkers. With Fires out, it should be good, because then we can search up Quartzwood or this Brontodon. No, you know what? Let's put in a Brontodon. That game, it was still threats. So they managed to just do nothing for a few turns. Not crazy about this hand. Hey Gregan, going well. How about yourself? They have a few ways to answer our threats. I would love a Fires if possible. This hand was probably too slow. Should have mulliganed. Doing nothing up to turn 4 doesn't really help. We also didn't see any Wraths out of them for game 1. They'll probably be playing 3 to 4 Shatters. Well, I mean, we're just dropping Questing Beasts. They're off a blue mana. Yidaro count 2. Actually, we should be playing Yidaro in this deck. I'm going to make that change. It's card draw. Okay. Nice. What are you playing to level up with? So this is good because I get to chip at Narset and puts a clock on them. And then we can follow it up with another Questing Beast. Okay, they might still have the Justice Strike. I feel what we do here is Ceratops, give it haste. Ceratops hit this Narset. Because if they have Justice Strike, they gotta choose one. Yeah, it seems like a pretty clean analog. How are you? Are you finding people are playing more Grafdigger's Cage? Like I know for pretty much all my decks, I'm putting 2 to 3 in the sideboard. So here it's good because either way, this Narset of the Ancient Way is gonna die. I'm not gonna hit this one. So this one's gaining him life. This one they can replace with the Narset already in their hand. Okay, they have Chemisters. Let me attack first, give him less information. The nice thing is at this point, I think we decline. And then just play this out, discard 3 cards. I think I'm actually going to keep the Storm's Wrath. Our board's not really hit by it, and it's a good way for us to catch up. If oh shit, Narset. Well, it's that time of day when we get hit by the static text. Oh, I forgot Narset was a thing. I think we just do this. Put them on a 2-turn clock. They need to answer. Yeah, Flame Sweep in that. I got 2 Flame Sweep. Clarions, in my Jeskai I play 3 Clarions, 3 Shatter the Skies. Okay, it's not the end of the world. They still take 2. Not the best, but we'll scry. Keep that on top. That should be lethal. We're going to tweak this a bit. I want Yidaro in this list. Okay, Conquer's Death is fine because they can do it the following turn, but we know the cards in their hand. They don't have enough mana to also Justice Strike, so we'll be able to take them out here. That should be the game. Oh, actually, they survived by 1 here. Ah, I missed that. So now they do get a chance to Conquer's Death us. And then they have Narset. So we need another hay. Yeah, I figure the Yidaro would allow us to get card draw, and then late game it's another threat with the Dinos. They have Shark Typhoon as well. They could Typhoon for 2. Ah, that feels pretty bad. Ah, no, I cycled again. Why did I do that? Okay, you know what? This was just a test game anyways. I kind of punted that. I want to make those changes. I think Yidaro is a better inclusion. These are just for test games. I want to test out this archetypes to see. So I think what we do... Get rid of the Brontodons. Get rid of the Quartzwood, and then just go up Yidaro. Because that should address some of our just constraints of just not drawing cards. And then what I think we need to do is get rid of Cindervines, get rid of a cage, and then go up Brontodon here. Brontodon. Okay, we'll run it like that. Give it a shot. Let me just give Arena a quick reset so it doesn't glitch on us and take it from there. Because Yidaro's another way I get with the... Because our weakest matchup's going to be counterspell based decks and stuff that plays at instant speed. Yidaro's a way to get around the counterspells while also fueling us. And I need to pay attention to Narset because she hit us twice that game. I want to see too just hitting a Fires. Hey Gabri, doing well. How about yourself? Testing out some Gruul dinosaur fires. Dino elemental fires. Oh, why do I restart Arena? So I find sometimes the client with the memory leak, when you're playing for too long, when I'm streaming, it starts lagging on the computer. So I do a quick reset every so often, just so it doesn't crash midstream. So this is going to be Jeskai Fires. So here I can go another Grazer. Actually, I can do all this. Oh, you gotta put into play tapped. I was thinking it was Growth Spiral. Because this could give it as an Anthem. It's fine. I could still play out Cavalier of Thorns next turn. So this is the Super Friends variant. We'll see if they minus here. Get a plus. That's actually a fantastic draw. Because now I can play out both. Hui. Not the best, but Cavaliers into Cavaliers. We got through a big dearth of lands here. They could bounce the Fires. If they do, it's not the end of the world. Alright, bounce the Cavalier. Karuga usually means Fires, so it's unlikely they have counterspells main. They may have Aether Gust. See what they play out here. Narset.
I have practiced against many. Hone your prowess.
Okay. So Bonders Enclave is a nice card to pick up here. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. So would have actually liked the Narset there. Ooh, Vivien's very good. And then we can go Kaheera here. And I think what we do... I think we take Teferi off the battlefield. Narset could dig for them.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
But depending what they play out this turn, they can go 2 spells. I wasn't going to kill Narset. Teferi lets them potentially bounce. I could have done 1-1, but they could have dropped Sarkhan this turn and then uptick. Well, they missed anyway, so it pays out for us. Vivien will be nice here.
Body and soul must be trained in harmony. Strike with a cunning mind.
Sure. Bone Crusher away. This might just be Karuga. So now we get to use Bonders Enclave, draw a card. Sweet. So what we do here, we go Vivien for 0. -2.
I brought friends.
Cast Godzilla.
I hope things get out of hand for you.
Get Cavalier. Discard the land. Ah, wait. That's fine. This one should be over. All at them. See where they want to block. They can only block one, and then I could pump up the other ones pretty big. So Godzilla's already feeling better here. Nice work with Vivien. I think either way they block, they're dead, because I could do 1, 2, 3 more pumps. Yeah. Sweet. We outfired them. So in this matchup, I still think we want Storm's Wrath. Ceratops are decent, as well as the Cindervines. And then coming out, don't need Domri. I think we cut down a couple Grazers. Actually, let's cut all the Grazers, play the Brontodons. I still like Scorching Dragonfire just because it hits their Planeswalkers. We just go down 1 Storm's Wrath. I kind of like it just as a catch-up mechanic. We'll run it like this. That felt sweet. I really like that interaction. Vivien, play your biggest thing, get a Cavalier, haste your team. I think we keep this. Having fires helps. Hopefully we can draw another green. So we can cast Brontodon on curve. Okay, so they have the Narset. Narset should help them dig.
I have just the trick for this.
Okay, they have Teferi. So the nice thing is I'm going to be able to Fires and Questing Beast to take down their Teferi, potentially, depending on how they play it out.
Keep an open mind.
Okay, so they brought in the Conqueror's Death. Okay, Teferi. No Fires on 4 really helps. Let's see if they dig here. I'm hoping that they minus. No, they plus. I still think it's right here. We just do Questing Beast. Attack in, and then put 4 points of damage onto Teferi. So here they need to decide if they want to hit my Fires or they want to hit my Questing Beast. Because if they don't hit my Fires, I can... That's very interesting. They might just not have... a play. Oh, this might be Shatter. So you know what? I'm going to make them react. They could 1-for-1 me here if they want to play the Shatter the Sky. Okay, they Brazen Borer. Because now what I can do is cast Vivien. Down tick here, play the Ceratops. A little annoying. And then get a Brontodon and then have Brontodon available to blow up something on the opponent's side of the board. So if they Conquer's Death this turn, I can blow it up. And then this also allows me next turn to Questing Beast.
I'll protect you.
Then missing lands helps. Okay, so they just hard cast there. So here probably just play out like this. I think we play out the land, and then here, how do we want to attack? So I think what we do, attack like this, and then go in here. So this way, if they block the Questing Beast, this kind of maximizes the damage. And then if they don't have a board wipe, we win next turn. Sick. Okay, that one felt a lot better. Yidaro in there was really nice. I'm really liking Vivien in this list. So I'm wondering if we play, instead of Grazer, if we play what's its name? Regisar. Because this works. No, I think we keep that. Getting ahead on lines, I think, is important. Sorry, I'm just going to give Arena a quick reset just between. For those asking why, just I find with Arena, when you're running for a bit of time and streaming, it just starts lagging on the machine. So a quick reset usually helps for the stream. We'll run one more, see how it goes. It's been pretty promising. So I'm just avoiding ranked right now. Normally we play ranked, but I'm in the top 1200 and I want to just try to keep my record this month. So I'm trying to avoid playing untested decks. So most of it is I'm just playing my Jeskai deck. Kaheera. So Kaheera can be control. Okay, well, we'll take the win, but it's the only downside with playing free to play. So some of the Jeskai lists are playing Kaheera as an only creature, just to always have a creature, kind of an 8th card. I'm not crazy about it just because it gets swept up with all your removal in terms of board wipes, and a 3/2 is not really pushing through tons of damage. It also restricts you from playing stuff like Bone Crusher Giant, which I like as a better way because it's both removal and a better clock. 4/3 can push through more damage than a 3/2. think we keep. A little awkward having our only source of non-colored mana. But if we're playing against some sort of creature-based strategy, 25 lands, never draw a third. We have Scorching Dragonfires, even if it's like a Teferi deck. If we're able to go Bolas, really hope we're not playing Flash. Never gonna draw another land. Teamarek? No, Sultai. Okay, you have my interest. So I'm actually gonna put that damage on because this exiles the card. Not keeping lands really sucks, or drawing lands. Too far behind now. Cavalier is going to refill. So this is some sort of Sultai brew. Stuff coming out of the graveyard's probably relevant. And they're probably an Uro deck. So I think we actually are okay. Actually, if they're an Uro deck, probably want Ceratops. Probably take out Domri's and I think we do -1 Grazer. This matchup, we're probably bigger on average. They'll have the Pelucranos if they escape it back. Okay, this sounds much better. So I think we just play out like this. They're a black-based deck, so having access to discard's reasonable. I'm going to shock in for the cycle. Because if we naturally curve out lands, then I want to keep Ketria. Okay, so I think now we just ramp here. Perfect. I think... Yeah, let's do this. If they have an Aether Gust, they might be willing to do it on Kaheera. I'd rather that than hit one of my bigger threats. I'm going to do this main phase because I want to hit a land, ideally. That also shuffles Kaheera back in. Perfect. Obviously would have liked that better if it was a green source. We do have 2 triple green cards in hand. Hoping they tap out here for like Pelucranos. Crisis for 2. It's actually fine. Because I do this, make a 3 power with reach. So now we have 2 things with reach. They can target Vivien directly, but should be fine. This shuts off their Uros, this shuts off their Pelucranos. Ideally, we draw a green source. I minus Vivien. Okay, so they hit Cavalier, some lines, and an Uro. I'd play my Cavalier minus. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Here I get out a Questing Beast. Oh no, shut. Oh, Cage shuts off our stuff. I forgot the old cards were templated in a way I messed up. So old hate cards are uniform. They affect both players. It's not like Teferi or Narset that only targets your opponent. That kind of sucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can just cast Doom Inevitable next turn. Okay, so they bring the Cavaliers in. I'm gonna put the cage back on top. It shuts off their arrow for next turn. Take the damage. And then I think here we just... I think we get rid of the flyer. Submit it like this. We have 2 blockers to protect Vivien. If I can drop this down next turn, this might just be a big crisis. Or it might be Nissa. Based on how they're tapping, it looks like Nissa. Okay, so they can technically push through some damage. This might just also be a second Casualties of War. Yeah, that looks like Casualties, the way they're highlighting. Yep, misplayed there. Didn't need to do the negative. Alright. Let's try a best of one. I want to play against an aggro deck. You usually find more aggro in best of one, so it's a good way to kind of see. So Cage is probably... We still probably want Cage, we just need to be mindful of our own effects. We've punted a bit today. This hand's probably fine. Luros. Well, we asked for an aggro deck, so we're going to get an aggro matchup. I think keeping the land here is fine. I'm probably going to drop this on 3. Just as a blocker. So black-white. I like that, Vivien. Next turn, we're going to go Kaheera, Mardu. Oh, Mardu Knights. So this does kind of... They might be playing Dire Tactics in their deck, which would exile... Yep. So we're taking some damage here. Perfect. Fires is a great draw there because it's going to let us play out a couple spells. Just going to cast Domri, uptick. Unless they have something with haste or an anthem effect, then they can't kill Domri this turn. Because Domri's uptick... Do they have a pump? They might have like Rimrock Knight. Wow. Fight with 1. Okay, so now we really need a land. Might have been safer just to play Vivien. Perfect. So here, I think what we actually do is Cavalier. Get a temple. And this is going to deal a lot of damage to us.
I love everything from deer to dinosaurs.
So I think taking it out is reasonable. This will allow him to go wide, but every creature coming in just dealing a point of damage to us is going to hurt. I can Vivien and Cavalier next turn. So I can Vivien, down tick, cast Cavalier, get Questing Beast, and then haste my team. Let's see if they want to throw away anything. What do I have in the graveyard? Nothing really worth keeping. So we'll take a token off.
Anger only gets me so far.
I could play the land and cast Godzilla
Love Ikoria.
off the top. That's an 8/8. And then that lets me make a token as well. Yeah, let's maybe do that. Here's an 8/8 Trampler. I think we just push through with the trample damage. Having blockers back can be reasonable for this turn. Okay, they take 8. Next turn I do have the Scorching Dragonfire to push through some more damage. Terms of lands, ooh. So good thing we kept the blocker back. Be interesting to see how they attack here. I'm gonna make a token with trample. We just need to keep her alive. Oh, perfect. So actually, this turn, let's minus her.
I hope things get out
Let's cast Cavalier. Let's get Questing Beast. And then we'll attack with everything. And then I'm going to Dragonfire this to see if we can catch them. Actually, I need to do this now. Because they can declare blockers with the Worthy Knight. And now just this Questing Beast alone is enough to beat them. Alright, so we can take down aggro pretty well. Counter spells will probably be a bit of an issue, but there is some promise with this deck. Vivien's been very impressive. Being able to play like a Cavalier and Questing Beast in the same turn. Buddy, you're dead. Oh, if I would have known they would have blocked, I would have just picked up Questing Beast. Yidaro was a nice addition. Fixing our mana early, big drop on top, and then itself can find a Cavalier. How much damage? How much damage? enough. Sweet. I like this deck. Different type of Gruul. Haven't really been turning creatures sideways that much. I just get my Sharknado tokens. Alrighty. So overall, pretty solid. I think the sideboard's probably something we still want to revise, and I do think we maybe want a second Bonders Enclave. I honestly don't think we need these Domris. Maybe dropping the Domris, playing another Dragonfire, and then I'm honestly not even sold on Kaheera being necessary. Like, it's an extra card in hand. But, like, I drop this, drop these, and just play Spellbreakers, and we're probably better suited. Like, this shell I like. I like what's happening here. The Dragonfire's Arboreal Grazer's ramp is fine. It gives us a blocker early to protect our Planeswalkers. I think that's probably where we want to be. And then it allows us to easier side in Klothys. We have some stuff like that. But play around a bit more with this one. See how it goes. Anyways, going to wrap this one up. Going to order some pizza, eat some dinner. Probably be back tomorrow evening. We'll probably fire up one of the budget decks that I have going. And then I'm working on 80 card Doom Foretold. Still got to test out some of these numbers, but seeing if I can make Doom Foretold a playable deck again. Got us to 1200. Finished like 1,000 in January with Doom Foretold, so something I want to try to see if we can get working again. Anyways, thanks for stopping by, everyone. Have yourself a great rest of the day or night, wherever you are, and we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Thanks for watching.